what do you think is going to go on with Iran? Like you see Blink until 7 Iran and Hezbollah could attack in the next 24 hours. I think they'll attack today. I think that it's probably a 70% chance that they'll attack today. But
I think there's a good chance of that, and it'll be a substantial attack. It'll be bigger than the first one.
Yes.
I think that we may be on the cusp of a major war. And I'm really, really hoping not. No Iranian ever fucked me. No Israeli ever fucked me.
Yeah.
I hope that the people in the region can live in peace. But I mean, they've never done so. So I've pretty much given up hope of that. At this point, I'm hoping that it's just a limited attack, limited enough so that it doesn't start a regional war. That's all that I can hope for.
Yeah, you really hope. I really hope it's one of those things where it's like, hey, we're gonna blow up this army base in 12 hours.
Yeah,
like one of those things where
so evacuate everyone. You know?
Right. It happens all the time in the Middle East, so that the plebs can say, "Oh, we had a great success, Allah, blah blah," and then they can everyone can just,
and then Israel will respond in kind and say, "Well, in 10 hours, this airfield will be nothing more than a pile of craters." Right. And then they bomb it with drones. I'm really hoping that's what happened last time. That was like last month. I'm really hoping that that's what happens now, but I'm not necessarily expecting that that's what happens.
Yeah, if anybody thought...
I'm much more worried.
Yeah, I'm like threat level red. Like there's going to be something. You know, if people think Iran launching, what was it, 500 or whatever, drones that go 1 mile an hour, just so the U.S. can get some target practice and blow them all out of the sky.
500 drones, they've got like 50,000 of them.
Right, but I'm saying,
and they're just as good as anything that the West is building. People are underestimating Iran when it comes to drone warfare.
I guess what I'm saying is that was one of those, hey, we're going to attack you, but we're not really going to attack you. They put 40,000 of them in the air. You're going to have a lot of casualties. And civilian casualties, and because they're not exactly that accurate, but they do go boom. And you have Hezbollah, who has, by the way, funded also by Iran, I believe, too.
If Hezbollah and Iran attack at the same time and Hamas lashes out, Israel will be overrun.
Yeah,
there's no fucking goddamn way that any missile interception system can possibly cope with that amount of firepower. We're talking like hundreds of thousands of munitions. And they just put out a video actually the other day, a propaganda video.
I saw that, yeah.
And they were showing like the Grad rockets. And it's like, okay, if you fire 50 or 60 of these barrages at the same time, how the hell is an anti-missile system going to intercept them all? It's not physically possible. You're gonna take heavy casualties.
Yeah, you're gonna take heavy casualties. You're gonna take heavy infrastructure damage.
Yeah.
And you're going to have, you're going to have Israel saying, America, my old friend.
And we've also got battlefield nukes. John Wayne's ghost is actually correct. Iran is arming Russia. They've got some good shit. Yeah, exactly. Iran's technology has gotten so good in the drone department that the Russians are buying them from Iran. It's like an outsourced subsidiary.
It just like slowly disappeared.
Can you hear me?
Is that on my end?
Can everyone hear me?
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
It just like disappeared. It like slowly.
Can anyone hear me?
But I'll wait for him to get that figured out. It is. Oh, is it just me?
Testing. People are saying that they can hear us both.
Know. 6 is fine on your end. Why can't I hear? Okay, I'll check mine.
I guess I'm co-host at the moment.
Well, hold on. No.
Can you hear me now?
Hold on.
Can you hear me now? Good. Testing. Oh, now I can't hear you.
Literally, it's literally muted.
I'm not muted for anyone else but you.
No, it literally muted on my end.
Oh,
weirdly. Okay.
I have to say, you have a lot of technical problems.
I know.
I thought I was a Luddite when it came to streaming.
Coming from you,
what
that's
are you
deep.
doing?
Yeah, that's deeply offensive coming from you. Yeah, I don't know if I'll ever recover.
I can barely use a smartphone.
Yeah, I don't know if I can even recover from that. But sorry, you were saying. Well, I guess you're.
I forgot what I was saying actually.
So yeah, Iran has
basically just if Iran and Hezbollah and Hamas team up, Israel is going to get absolutely slamma-jammed, and they might have to use battlefield nukes.
Yeah,
and then millions of people will die.
They might, because they might be their only line of defense. If the sun is blotted out with drones and missiles, it would be very, very bad. Now, what you don't want, or what would be also a concern for me, is Israel also recognizing this fact and pre-striking, which is what you would do. You would have to do that,
which
right?
Is possible.
You would have to pre-strike their missile silos and their all this stuff to have any chance. Because if you think they're coordinating something, and as you said, which I agree with, that they wouldn't survive a coordinated attack. I mean, they would survive it. But
there is one methodology by which the Jews could survive such an onslaught without a preemptive strike. You could command the entire population into the West Bank, which the Iranians wouldn't want to strike because it's filled with Palestinians and you've colonized half of it anyway.
Yeah.
You put them all in there, and then you launch your strike.
Yeah.
You let them hit Israel, level everything. Well, now you've got the casus belli to destroy their entire nation, and you've got the nukes to do it, and nobody's going to stand in your way. And that's really what I'm worried about happening. I don't want to see the Jews die. I don't want to see the Muslims die. I don't give a fuck about what happens over there. There's a bunch of kids and everything else. And no sane person wants millions of kids to be vaporized.
Yeah, except
doesn't matter what rate. Yeah, well, yeah, but she's not sane. So.
Yeah, fair point. Yeah, I am worried. I thought this was going to be, to be honest with you, their October surprise. I thought, and then what I think is happening for the Biden administration is like, if this kicks off, the Kamala phenomenon or whatever is over. It'll be yet another war under Joe Biden that he's going to have to get involved in. Because
come on, man, don't you know he's going to make the Ayatollah and Netanyahu do push-ups behind the woodshed?
Yeah, I mean,
strong man.
You know that Netanyahu's already. That's why he was here. He was like, "Yo, you know, just so you know, America, you got it. You know, our like." I don't know.
We expect you to help us because we've been allies for 70 years, and we've got this bigger country, and it's literally physically threatening us at the moment.
That's one of the dumbest crap things I've ever heard. Not like responding to you. This is one thing. You could call me ignorant, and you're probably right. But like, I will never understand why the United States has countless allies who couldn't help us if we needed it. Like, if it is
part of it is manpower goals. If you want to wage war against another country, you need a lot of manpower. So while the nation of Chile, for example, can't really donate any aircraft and not much in the seacraft sense, it's a nation that will fight back against our enemies if it's domestically attacked, draws fire, and donates manpower.
Okay, fair enough.
And economic power. I actually agree with having an expansive Western alliance, and I'm a non-interventionist, so.
Well, what would be the worst for the Biden administration right now is getting sucked into this. Like,
they probably will. They're fucking retarded enough to.
They have to, right? They have to. They can't say no. Like if the Hamas, the one thing that could happen is suddenly the United States drone strikes Hamas or Hezbollah.
Oh God!
And then we have one of them come over here to our football stadiums this summer. I mean, like, I'm not even.
Can you imagine that a joint force between Iran, Hezbollah, and Hamas all of a sudden butt rushes Israel? All fucking hell will break loose.
Yeah.
If you think a presidential assassination and a current sitting president standing down is chaotic within the U.S. political system, holy shit, you're in for a wild goddamn ride. That's the equivalent of riding the Ferris wheel. This would be the roller coaster.
Yeah, this would be very, very bad. And like Styx and I don't generally like fearmonger or whatever.
Yeah, we're both white pill channels.
Yeah.
Like, people need to calm down more, but I mean, people are not realizing the severity of the situation if that happens.
Yeah.
They're underestimating it. It's like people will overestimate the severity of every situation except the ones that are actually severe. Have you noticed that?
Yeah. 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 They're just, they're living in a weird clown world where they think Iran was broke while Trump was president. Then Joe Biden gave him billions of dollars. And what do you think they spent it on? They didn't spend it on infrastructure. They bought bombs. And so...
Yeah. Well, no. Technically, on paper, they bought hospitals.
Correct.
But then the savings for the hospitals, they bought bombs with that because money is fungible. Yes. And people tried to point this out, and they seemed oblivious to this. And it's like, what the hell are you doing?
And you just had... I mean, you've got some upheaval in Iran. You had the president, right? Just died not that long ago, or was didn't something happen?
They were replaced by supposedly the Reform Party. So that's like, but then they're doing the same rhetoric they were doing before, which is
the same. And really, the Ayatollah is the one that really calls the shots anyway. And then you have like Iran says short range projectile. So maybe you are right about the drone strike. Reiterates vows of retaliation. I would argue that Iran will almost certainly retaliate. If you're an anti-interventionalist and you're like, hey, I want Trump to win, but maybe not at the cost of World War III, you're hoping for the old okey doke, blow up an empty building and an empty airstrip, and everybody moves on. But I think that the water temperature in that zone is just too damn hot now. Now you got Hezbollah involved.
That's why we're hoping to punt it just a few more months and hoping that Trump gets reelected so that he can take care of the problem.